There's a couple topics that I'm going to weave in together and hopefully you can follow along. Why should people care about you? And if we can answer this question and get people to care about what it is that you do, then hopefully you can see how that can be a massive advantage when it comes to your business. Systems in equilibrium, so systems where people are working together, for example, in the marketplace. Systems that are in equilibrium because each node, each individual is working out of self-interest. So we have to design for self-interest. Now, self-interest doesn't necessarily mean selfish. You could be interested in charity work. You could be interested in taking care of your children, but self-interest. And if we can create the foundations so that self-interested people seek you out, then we have a winning formula. And so those are two distinct concepts. And the third concept I want to bring in here is the concept of the long tail by Chris Anderson, where the thesis is that the future of the marketplace, of business, of dentistry is going to be selling less of more. And what he means by less of more is that we are not looking to create mass products and services anymore. We are not looking to get a huge volume of people. What we are trying to do is we're trying to sell less, meaning we're trying to serve a more smaller group of people. We're trying to serve a more niche group, and we're going to sell more of it. So we're going to provide deeper value. We're going to go deeper with those smaller group of people rather than choosing to serve a large group of people shallowly. All right, so tying in all those together, what we see is that people who, if we design for self-interested people and we can get them to care about us because of what we can provide for them, then we have something to work off of. All right, so we live in this new economy where for the most part, there is abundance. We have an abundance of choice. If you go to the supermarket, there are probably a dozen different types of cereal you can buy. So many different brands selling the same stuff. We have a lot of choices. And when we come to an economy where there are a lot of choices, why should we care about any of them? And if we go back to the idea of self-interest, we're going to care about the brand or the company who has created a product or service that is more aligned with what we want, with what's in our self-interest. So Chris Anderson is basically saying, in this economy of abundance, if we choose to show up as a service provider who is not going deeper with a smaller group of people, but rather instead choosing a broad group of people, those individuals, in their self-interest, have many different options to choose from, and as a result, they won't necessarily care about you. In their self-interest, they won't be choosing you. But if we're able to choose a smaller group of people and decide that we're going to build specifically for these people, we're going to tailor all our services for their particular needs, the entire atmosphere and everything that has to do with dentistry around these small group of people, large enough of a group of people for you to thrive on, yet small enough for you to get specific with, then what you can do is you can create something meaningful for them so that in their self-interest, they can look at the horizon of all the different choices that they have in this new abundant economy. And in their self-interest, they can care about you more because you've built something for those people. And that is the foundational step we have to take before we do any sort of advertising or visibility work or anything like that. Because if you have something generic, if you have something that doesn't go deep, if it doesn't resonate with people and you just try to band-aid that with advertising and visibility, they come into contact and inevitably they will realize that you're just more of the same. And then someone else will come along who is doing deeper work, who is providing more value for a smaller group of people. And chances are they go to that provider. All right. So in a lot of my videos, I've talked about the importance of identifying who you seek to serve first, to specify what their belief systems are so that you can start to design around what they believe is good for them. And that has to be the first step. The first step is not to identify the demographics of your patient avatar. It's to identify the belief systems. What beliefs do people have? And can you design for those beliefs? We're not looking to design for a random person or some fictional person we make up in our minds. We're looking to serve a set of belief systems. And if people share those beliefs, then they will appreciate what you create more so than people in the same demographic, people who live in the same zip code, or people who have the same ethnicity, right? Those aren't really determining factors. It's going to be belief systems, right? So that's it for today's video. The future is not about being mass. It's not about designing for as many people. It's not about we serve everyone. It's about we serve this specific group of people. We tailor everything we can around that experience, or around the experience they believe that they want, and we provide that. And those people who align with that, in their self-interest, will choose to care about you. And that's going to be a massive advantage for you. All right, that's it for today's video. See you guys in the next one.